Today, this is a service project in the Bush Mountain community, and we are on the Atlanta Black Crackers practice field, and sometimes they played ball on this field. So they were professional ball players. Many of them went to the major leagues, okay, from right here in the Bush Mountain community. We're refurbishing the ball field here. We've had the family of 2 of the 3 Atlanta Black Crackers that I honored today here. So we had a large group of family members from Charles Ingram and from Preston Ingram. They were just great ball players. It's just so much history here in this city, not only in the district that I represent, but throughout the city of Atlanta. This is just a great opportunity for us to celebrate bygone years, but to remember those that came before us.
We're out here downtown today celebrating the completion of 4 projects that were voted on during our Downtown Decides participatory budgeting process. And we're riding a bike from one location to the other to do a ribbon cutting at each of the 4 transportation projects. Some of the projects we're celebrating today are new bike lanes in the Central Business District, the painting of an island in the middle of the road yellow so people can see it, and some new trash cans in the Sweet Auburn corridor. This is the direct result of citizens participating in this program. This is the first time we've done participatory budgeting in Atlanta, and it puts the power directly in people's hands on how tax dollars are spent, and we're just thrilled with the response and the success of the program so far.
We're out here in beautiful Westwood, working with Councilmember Andrea Boone and the Westwood Community Group to deliver food to dozens of homes and hundreds of families here as we move into the holiday weekend. It is such an important time to always make sure that we're taking care of our residents, especially those who are homebound, especially our children who might not be in school right now. And so as we all look forward to celebrating the 4th of July, we want to be able to make sure that the folks can do that, have food in their homes and celebrate, and make sure that we're taking care of those who need it the most. So we've got a wide variety of food that we're delivering today, everything from chicken to corn to bell peppers, making sure that our residents are well stocked as we move into the holiday weekend, and doing our best to do right by the residents of Westwood. And we've got a great group of volunteers who are here helping deliver food with us, and looking forward to seeing our residents and saying hello and happy Independence Day.
Today we're out here partnering with Westwood Community Group with a vision. We have known these ladies for over 20 years, and they work hard in the community. So they wanted to get active and help their neighbors that aren't able to get out. Today we have fresh chicken, fresh corn, fresh bell pepper, onions, and tomatoes, and big bags of potatoes for those seniors to get ready for the 4th of July holiday. So I just want to thank my colleague Matt Westmoreland for all of his support and help throughout the years. And we want to give a special thank you to Wayfield Foods, Kroger, and Publix, and the Atlanta Community Food Bank, of course. We'll be supplying food for over 300 residents total today. My heart is warm and so thankful that I am able to provide support and resources for communities where those seniors and those that, not only the seniors, but those that are without employment at the moment and need just an extra boost to help them.
This is our annual Eco Depot. We do this once a year out here at Charm. We used to do it at Turner Field, and we did it one year, the very first year we did it at the Civic Center. But this is an annual day where you can get rid of those unwanted, but the things that you know your gut says, don't throw this away, but I can't put it in the garbage and I can't put it in the city's recycling blue bin. So this is the Center for Hard to Recycle Materials. So people are out here today. They're bringing their styrofoam. They're bringing their tires. We've got neighborhood tires that are coming, where someone dumped them. We've got tires that are coming. All of your old electronics. Just like when you have that old electric toothbrush that died, your old cell phone that died, you know better than to put it in the trash or the recycling. So you bring it out here to Charm. It's in the springtime, which is so proper for spring cleaning, because then you don't throw out that old paint can that's got paint in it. You don't throw out whatever the Raid bottle that you lost the lid to. You can bring them here and we will properly dispose of them. And everybody is showing up. We've got, the outpouring of people coming out to recycle their items properly is just amazing. Look at all these people. I'm so happy.
Now therefore we, the members of the Atlanta City Council, on behalf of the citizens of the city of Atlanta, who hereby proclaim this day, May the 22nd, 2021, as Tom Murphy Day in our fair city. In witness thereof, we cause the seal of the city of Atlanta to be here into our face. Congratulations.
We're here today to celebrate Tom Murphy and 40 years of his restaurant Murphy's in the heart of Virginia Highland. But that's unusual these days to have a business owner, locally owned, lives in the area for that period of time. And, he serves a fantastic meal. It's a place people come for baby showers, for brunches, for weddings, and he's been tremendous in giving back to the community as well. I'm just so excited that Tom says that they're back to their pre-COVID business. People are out and about. He's making it a safe place to eat. I've been back here, and it's one of my favorite places, and I hope people will get out as they feel comfortable and back into their local restaurants.
We're here today at the Maggie Russell Tower to help to provide, along with our partners GenCare and their Executive Director, Councilwoman Carmelita Gum from South Fulton, 80 COVID-19 vaccines for seniors who are here in the building. There are over 400.
And this is Felicia Moore, your president of the Atlanta City Council meeting. Welcome to our full council meeting for August 2nd, 2021. Good afternoon. And I will ask the clerk to do our roll call. Mr. Clerk.
President Felicia A. Moore.
Present.
Council members, Post 1 at large, Michael Jordan Bond.
Here.
Post 2 at large, Matt Westmoreland.
Here.
Post 3 at large, Andre Dickens.
Here.
Council District 1, Carla Smith.
Here.
Council District 2, Amir Faroki.
Here.
Council District 3, Antonio Brown.
Here.
Council District 4, Cleta Winslow.
Present.
Council District 5, Natalie Mosby Archibald.
Here.
Council District 6, Jennifer N. Ives. Council District 7, Howard Shook. Council District 8, J.P. Matsakite.
Here.
Council District 9, Dustin Hillis.
Here.
Council District 10, Andrea L. Boone.
Present.
Council District 11, Marcy Colley Overstreet.
Present.
Council District 12, Joyce M. Shepherd.
Present.
Quorum present.
Thank you, Ms. Clerk. And I do want to note for the record that Councilmember Ide has excused herself from this meeting, and we all on the Atlanta City Council join her in mourning the loss of her mom. So she will not be at the meeting today. And of course, our thoughts and prayers go with her, and we'll add her to our moment of silence when we get to that part of the agenda. But right now, we're at the adoption of the agenda, and the only change to the agenda as printed was that the Committee on Council, as well as the public hearing for CDHS, will be conducted today in the Committee of the Whole, and that will be the first thing we will do as we get under the Standing Committee section. So that will be the Committee on Council meeting, followed by CDHS public hearing. Are there any other additions to the Committee on Council agenda? The Council of the Committee of the Whole. Was there anything else that anyone needed to do in the Committee of the Whole? Okay, I don't hear anything. I'll entertain a motion on the agenda adoption with said change.
So moved, Madam Secretary.
Second.
And the second by Bond, moved by Massakai, on unanimous consent of members present. If there are not any objections. Okay, Mr. Shook, I see you would like to speak. Before, no. Did you I wasn't looking at my screen.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just reporting in. I missed I got cut off during the roll call.
Okay, would you please mark Mr. Shook present?
Duly noted.
Okay. So if there's objections, hearing none, we will adopt the agenda as stated. Now I will go to remarks. Again, welcome to everyone, and we're glad we're here today as Council returns from our recess of meetings and gets back to our regular meeting schedule. City Hall, again, remains closed to the public, even though many employees now have access to the building. And we're still conducting our meetings virtually and have been advised that City Hall will reopen after Labor Day if feasible. So we will keep you updated on that as we get information. As soon as the building is open to the public, we will then continue to resume our meetings, but this time it will be in person. So we will keep you updated on that. We had some belated birthday shout outs to Councilmember Dickens on July 17th, Ms. Winslow on the 18th, and Mr. Westmoreland on the 29th. We also recognize the 1-year anniversary of the passing of Reverend C.T. Vivian and Congressman John Lewis. They are great heroes in our community that are never forgotten. And I also want to wish all of our students and teachers a good school year as we return to in-class learning. You know, as the cases of COVID are on the rise, if you have not been vaccinated, we encourage you to do so and to wear face coverings when appropriate, whether you're vaccinated or not. We also want to send congratulations to all of the Olympic winners thus far from Georgia and the USA, and good luck during the final weeks of competition. Now we go to the moment of silence. Our continued prayers go out to Ms. Jovita Moore with WSB TV Channel 2 and her family. We also send wishes to Mr. Fred Blankenship. We are deeply saddened again by the passing of Councilmember Jennifer Ide's mother, Ms. Gail Oliver Ide. The family will have a private service at a later date, and let's keep the Ide family in our prayers. We remain in constant prayer for victims of crime in and around our city. There's too much violence and too many guns, particularly Ms. Katie Janess, that was killed tragically at Piedmont Park, and many others that we have not named. And I will now open it to any other members who wish to add to our moment of silence. Ms. Boone?
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to offer condolences to the family of the late Harvey Farmer, who was a 50-year resident of the Carroll Heights community, lived on Fairlock Lane, was an active member of MPUH and the Friends of Collier Park. Please send condolences and prayers to the family of Mr. Harvey Farmer and their neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, Madam President. I having trouble logging into the system. This is Councilmember Brown. I just want to send my condolences to the family of Gabriel Sam Parker, who unfortunately was killed, and just acknowledging that incident in the city of Atlanta.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, sure, Mr. Bond.
I'd like to extend my condolences to the family of the young man who was killed at the Anderson swimming pool last week. The council has tried to take action to have more security there. His death possibly might have been prevented if there had been actions taken. But no one should lose their life in our facility. And they're there for recreation and to enjoy a day with their family. This is my condolences.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Bond. Anyone else?
Yes, this is Councilmember Archie Bond. Thank you. Ina Evans, longtime civil rights activist, resident of East Atlanta, a member of the Atlanta Board of Education for over 14 years, and former wife of John Evans, died in early July. So condolences to her family for the loss of her life. And then also Mr. Robin Ebenset, he died during recess as well, and he was the current president of the Golden Age Club for the city of Atlanta, a very great leader for our seniors in the city, and it was a big loss, and so thoughts and prayers to his family as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? All right, thank you. And let's enter into a moment of silence. Okay, thank you very much. And now we will have an invocation. And we have Father Henry Grace. The Catholic Shrine of the Immaculate Conception is located on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive Southwest. Father Henry, are you with us?
Okay.
There you are, we hear you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Not at all.
Go ahead, you can proceed.
Thank you. I think most of the council members know that I'm one of the 3 churches on Capitol Hill. And during the time of the great civil unrest that we had some century ago, the Shrine was one of the churches that led in the resistance to the bombing and the destroying of Atlanta. And I thought it appropriate, really, as the council begins its work again in this time when so many bombs of illness and violence on the streets and confusion reigning, that I be invited to be a part of the invocation and blessing. I think it's appropriate for us, too, to know that even the great traditions that we represent. It seems that with the Hebrew people of ancient days, the Lord God gathered together the tribes of Israel. Our brother Jesus, when he walked, gathered together people from different walks of life. His apostles were by no means ordinary. They were radicals. They were zealots to the government. They were all sorts of people. So in that we come together. In gracious God, we come as humble and grateful people in these challenging times that are so troubled. We ask you especially to watch over these council members, to guide them and guard them in so many ways. Leaders need clarity. They need integrity. They need to claim wisdom. May they have that gift by working together. Give them the insight to wrestle with the difficult issues. But as they do so, to remember that our city is comprised of so many who are vulnerable. May the vulnerable on the streets, those who are hidden under the underpasses, be remembered. And may these leaders work together for solutions. May they be inspired by your spirit, and so guides everyone. We ask this as a people of faith. We ask your blessing upon us all and all the traditions that gather these leaders here together. May they know that we are blessed as we invoke your holy name, now and forever. We say together, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Father Henry, for joining us.
Happy to be with you.
Thank you. Now, if we can all say together our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, members. Our next section is our public comment. After special recognitions, which we don't do virtually. And so the next is the remarks by the public. And of course, I'd like to thank everyone for joining the meeting by leaving your remarks from the public. They will be 1 hour and 28 minutes, about an hour and a half long. We'll begin the public comment. Mr. Clark.
The public may leave a comment of their concerns today before the scheduled meeting between the hours 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. by dialing 404-330-6001. Public comment for the full council agenda shall not exceed 2 minutes. In addition, the Committee on Council will enter the Committee of the Whole, and the public may express their concerns for the individual committee by dialing 404-330-6069. Messages for the committee meeting shall not exceed 3 minutes. Mr. Massenberg.
My name is Megan Chong, and I'm a resident and voter in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm calling to oppose the proposal by Joy Shepard to create to lease the public land to the Atlanta Police Foundation. There's a lot of issues with this. I think it's undemocratic that the residents were not consulted on the city council's plans to lease the land. I also don't believe that the training facility will protect Atlanta citizens, and it will only provide police with more weapons and to brutalize Atlanta residents. I also find it an issue that the city council is not prioritizing the needs of communities right now over the needs of the quote-unquote needs of the Atlanta Police Foundation. This is a time when a lot of working families are struggling during the pandemic, and I don't think the money should be allocated to policing during this time.
Greetings. My name is Ron Shakir. God bless America when she's right. Lord mercy on what she's wrong. Me also. That we can all be guided to the more perfect light. I'm very concerned about the presentation of the model at the Calipari Mac facility. The information information and the readiness, which I understand that this council is ready to go forward when we know that a streetcar would be very detrimental to housing, affordable housing, or maybe there's no clear understanding of that. But one thing that is clear is that a streetcar would not cross 166 or 285 without breaking down or taking out the bridge that allow the trans to be able to get on 166 or be able to get on 285. So this idea of environmental impact or has not been duly measured. So I would hope that that idea is squashed. But I'm confused when I hear that there's an effort to vote on some transportation items concerning Kensington Road at this meeting tomorrow, which I'm making my comments the day before. I would hope that we do not do that. And there's much more information, and you have to qualify that concern more than just now. The media and the city must do more in its public comments about crime in this city. So I hold it right there, but no to any kind of transportation action on Campbellton Road. Thank you, Ron Shakir.
Hi, my name is Alex, and as a resident of DeKalb County, I'm calling to oppose the construction of the Cop City training ground in the Atlanta Forest. This decision was made without the input of the community, and has been proven to be time and time again a widely unpopular and unnecessary plan to proceed with. Not only are you putting the citizens of DeKalb County and the city of Atlanta and the metro area at risk by constructing a playground to allow police to enact their to practice honing their homicidal fantasies, which they will eventually take out on the public. But there's also the environmental impact as well, but with poisonous gases being leaked into the air from training. You're all a bunch of spineless cowards for allowing this to happen.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Biley, and I am calling. I was just notified by a neighbor that I live in the Casbury Hill neighborhood, that ordinance 21-0-0474 was on the consent agenda for the council meeting tomorrow, and that was supposed to be removed. There has been some discussion within the neighborhood. There's a lack of residential parking on that plan. The plan was never shown to anybody on the board of Castleberry Hill, and I just want to voice my thoughts on that and hope that that will be removed from the agenda as we were told it would be. Thanks so much.
Hi, my name is Adriana Colonna Dorn. I live in Atlanta. I'm calling to share with the Atlanta City Council that I strongly oppose the proposal by Joy Shepard to lease public land out to the Atlanta Police Foundation in order to build a common facility. I think this is an egregious use of land, and the further expansion of police facilities in Atlanta will solve no facing, and I think it's actually actively do a lot of harm to the Atlanta community. So again, my name is Adriana Colonna Dorno, and I strongly oppose this proposal by Joy Shepard to lease out public land to the Atlanta Police Foundation. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lily Ponis. I'm a resident of DeKalb County in the Eastlake Terrace neighborhood, and I'm a frequent user of the South River. I go around there and see a lot of deer. I'm calling today to ask you guys to vote no on the resolution that would lease the South River Forest land to the Atlanta Police Foundation to build their training facility. I think that just on so many levels, this is a wrong choice. And it's trying to be justified by people saying that better training is needed for the Atlanta Police Force. Well, then put the training facility in the city of Atlanta. Don't put it in DeKalb County, where it's not going to benefit the community that actually is going to be impacted by all of the noise from explosions and all these mock training exercises that are going to be done. These people deserve their forest. They deserve access to it. They deserve it for it to be safe for them to go onto. This land has been used as a waste dumping ground by the city in the past. I mean, look back at your own records and find that. I think it's crazy that y'all are saying that this land has always been this has always been earmarked as a police training facility. No, it has not. It was a solid waste facility for a period of time. There's waste out there right now, and the only reason that it didn't get turned into a landfill is because the Dogby landfill was active at the time that decision was being made. So I'm asking the council to please be reasonable with this action and don't rush this decision, because you're really letting your residents down. You're letting us in DeKalb down. It's not fair that we have.
My name is Kaylee Nicholson, and I'm a resident and voter in Atlanta. I live in City Council District. I live in the Fulton County District. I oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease public land to the privately owned corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. I don't think it should be used for the Atlanta police. I don't think police keep people safe, and I think the forest deserves to stay as it is.
Hello, my name is Megan Basemore, and I am a resident and voter in Atlanta, and I live in the City Council District. I oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease public land to the Atlanta Police Foundation for the construction of a new police training center. This land should be used by the residents of DeKalb County and not the police. The proposal lacks a democratic process. I understand many folks who called to make their voices heard during the city's public input meetings about this were not allowed to speak, and their questions were dismissed. I understand everyone was put on mute during the virtual Zoom meetings. The land being destroyed to build this center used to be a prison farm where incarcerated black laborers were sold into indentured servitude. And using this land as a police training center represents a constitution of racist practices. Thank you for hearing my concern.
Hi, my name is Caitlin McDonald. I am a resident and voter in DeKalb County. I am calling to urge City Council to vote no on Cop City. The public forest needs to remain green. The last thing we need is more policing. It's literally a public health issue. This transaction is undemocratic, and residents were not consulted on City Council's plans to lease the land. The training facility is supposed to be equipped with a shooting range and explosive testing, which will provide police more dangerous. I mean, it's gearing them up for war against the citizens that they are sworn to serve and protect. City Council should prioritize the needs of the community. They're a lot more important than aligning with corporate funders and the Atlanta Police Foundation. Working families are struggling to put food on the table, and the city has no right and no standing to allocate more money and resources towards surveillance and policing when that could go directly into helping vulnerable people in our communities. I really urge you all to do the right thing, do what you were elected to do, and be human. No Cop City. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shafika Hashash. I'm a resident in Midtown Atlanta, and I'm calling to urge our city council to vote no on leasing for the Center for Equity Cop Training Academy. I think that name itself is a sham. I wholeheartedly believe that it is actually Cop City, as it's being called. I think this is ridiculous to think that, building this giant facility, giving it away to private companies that support the Atlanta Police Foundation is the way we're supposed to be achieving equity in our city, and that this isn't just further simply just supporting police and not actually investing in communities. I mean, you want to give land away completely for free. How wonderful it would be to actually build the Center for Equity and Freedom, which was supposed to be over the site of the closed Atlanta City Detention Center there, if we want to give land away for free for places to develop. So it's absurd that this is what it's being used for. I absolutely stand against it.
Hi, my name is Sydney Coleman, and I'm a college student and community organizer residing in DeKalb County. I'm calling to share that I oppose the building of the APD training facility on the old Atlanta prison farm. In the year where people of color exercised their civil right to protest for racial justice and were brutalized by police in return, the last thing we need is a new facility that would train cops to better use violent repression tactics against Atlanta civilians, introduce explosive testing and more weapons into the community, and institute disruptive and dangerous shooting ranges. Additionally, the fact that this forest used to be a prison farm underscores the connection between the legacy of slavery to modern-day policing. It's insulting that the city not only voted to increase the police budget by 6%, but now intends to invest further resources and space towards policing and surveillance through this proposed facility. This is also disturbing to me personally because I've been repeatedly disappointed by how my politicians decide to allocate money and resources. As a dual enrollment student in high school, dual enrollment funding was cut as a result of a decision made by local politicians, and this threw off my plans for college and future financial security. It seems that politicians value policing and surveillance over other more constructive things like public education, and this is problematic to me. I'm a newly eligible voter, and this upcoming election cycle will be my first time voting. I'm paying close attention to the outcome of this proposed training facility, and I'm prepared to use my vote to instate politicians who actually care about my concerns and the concerns of people like me.
Hello, City Council. My name is Emily Nichols, and I am a resident and voter in Atlanta. I live in City Council District 6, and I'm calling to leave this message because I oppose the proposal to lease public land to Atlanta Police Foundation to construct a new police training facility. This is DeKalb land, and it should not be used by police in this way. It should be used by DeKalb residents. I am upset that the proposal has gotten this far thanks to Joyce Shepard's actions, and I strongly condemn that this proposal should move forward. Thank you.
Hi, this is Kelsey Bunn. I'm a resident of Atlanta City Council District 2. I'm calling to ask City Council, and in particular Amir Faruqi, since you're my City Council representative, to vote no on the ordinance to lease over 300 acres of land to the Atlanta Police Foundation. I think that the construction of this facility would present real dangers to the environment and surrounding communities. The last thing Atlanta needs is less tree cover when the climate is becoming warmer and warmer. At the same time, things that are going to be going on at this facility present dangers to the people living in the immediate surroundings. Studies show that shooting ranges can lead to lead poisoning in water and soil, and it's actually disgusting that you guys would allow that to happen. So I hope that you all vote no and you realize the importance of stopping this facility from being built, especially in this location. There's no reason to be bulldozing this many trees, and there's no reason to be expanding policing and surveillance in the city of Atlanta. You guys should be responsive to your actual constituents and voters. The actual process for public comment during this entire time has been terrible. There's been no real opportunities for the community to voice their opposition to what's going on, and most people who live in the area have no idea that this is happening. So this is a complete failure on behalf of City Council, and I hope that you all vote no. Keep in mind that elections are coming, and this will become a wedge issue, and some of you may lose because of your decision on this vote.
Hi, my name is Mason Reed, resident of the City of Atlanta, District 12. Calling to strongly oppose the new police training facility in the South River Forest. There's acres and acres of asphalt in the city that are, begging to be developed. So why we would, bulldoze a forest for something like this is beyond me. If the police need such an extravagant facility, which is, I have my thoughts on that too, but now. If they need it, put it somewhere else. It's really that simple.
Good evening. My name is Megan Lagerquist, and I'm a student organizer and a resident of DeKalb County. I'm calling because I oppose the plans to build a police training facility on the land of the old Atlanta Prison Park. In the DeKalb resident listening session, representatives spoke about how they have a good relationship with APD and the Atlanta community. But I don't see how anyone could have come to that conclusion after a year of cops brutalizing protesters standing up for racial justice and against police violence and the death of Ray Shepard. It's insulting and shocking that the city not only voted to increase the police budget, but now wants to invest even more resources towards policing and surveillance. Furthermore, the APD does not even make good on their promises to give notice of shooting or bomb testing to people living near the current training facility, and many people living in the area had not even been informed or asked for input on whether they want a new training facility in their backyard. I talked to people there, and they learned about it, or if they'd heard about it, they were literally every single person against it, and really shocked and disgusted by the plan. This land was supposed to be developed into a massive open park as per the 2017 Atlanta City design, and now the city seems to be breaking that promise in favor of corporate and police interests. These Atlanta City Council members are really in touch with their constituents' needs. They should be voting against this ordinance. This land should be a resource given back to the community as green space, and the city should be investing in long-term solutions to crime and the general well-being of Atlanta and DeKalb residents by funding things like public housing, education, food access, not by enabling further police violence and military.
Hello, I'm Aidan Feister, a college student and organizer in the Atlanta community, calling to oppose the construction of a police training facility on the site of the old Atlanta prison farm. As the organizer who believes in the collective liberation of all people, I'm starkly against the over-policing or the effects of climate change exacerbated by corporate greed and lobbying that this exact facility will increase or highlight, furthering us from collective liberation. A police training facility feeds right back into the cycles of harm that they create, brutalizing Black and brown individuals in Atlanta. The surrounding community will be exposed to environmental dangers community organizers are fighting against, being exposed to harmful metals from explosives testing and having the surrounding ecosystems torn apart by mass deforestation, creating more instances of environmental racism that will affect this generation and those to come. I urge you to vote no against this ordinance. The city of Atlanta should, instead of expanding the police, focus on rebuilding and reinvesting in communities and people who are at risk as a result from the systems and cycles of harm this facility will create, outline, and worsen. So I urge you to vote no on this ordinance.
Hello, my name is Jason Donk. I am your constituent, District 9. My phone number actually is 770-899-3348. I am calling about Cop City. Please don't do this. It's very, very, very upsetting, exhausting, and discouraging to realize that the Atlanta City Council has watched the unfolding events of the last 2 years, from George Floyd through Rayshard Brooks, and not listened to us. We don't want more policing. And I'm speaking as someone who has a 6-year-old daughter to protect. Police are not going to keep us safer. I know this. People on the street know this. It appears that your constituents, or at least this one, that the only people who won't see this truth are those who are making money off the perpetuation of this public safety machine. It's a slap in the face for you people to have increased the police budget by 6% and then to turn around and say you're going to cut down the largest forest in the metro in order to spend more of our money on the people. I'm going to stop talking before I say something rude. Please don't do this, y'all.
Hi, this is Alan Woodall. I live in Reynoldstown. I do not support Cop City. I urge all counselors to vote against it. There's a lot of reasons. I think you probably heard them. But fundamentally, because more money for police doesn't make us safer, and we should be instead investing in social services and reducing poverty and other root causes of crime. Thank you.
My name is Clarence Blaylock, and I'm a candidate for Atlanta City Council in District 1. I'm calling in opposition to the 50-year lease to Atlanta Police Foundation, which will lead to the destruction of 150 acres of green space inside the large undisturbed green space inside the perimeter. I suggest you open negotiations with the Fulton County to save the taxpayers of Atlanta on future $30 million and get on board with adaptive reuse of industrial space in collaboration with Fulton County or pursue other options. We need to mitigate the effects of climate change at the local level, and better options to this exist. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Dora Holston. I'm a local producer and biocentric health and wellness advocate and resident of Atlanta. I'm calling to voice my opposition to the construction of a police training facility on the site of the old prison farm. The residents of Atlanta District 5 and 12, as well as the residents of DeKalb County who live near the old prison farm, are strongly against the proposal. Almost all of them didn't even know this was happening. The land that Atlanta PD wants to build this facility on was previously an old prison farm, plantation, and stolen land from the Masugi people. It shouldn't be used to train more cops to terrorize Black, brown, and working class people in the city. The bulldozing of the land and the building of the facility will result in environmental destruction, including the destruction of vast amounts of tree canopy and runoff into the South River from heavy metal pollution caused by shooting ranges and ballistic missile testing planned for the facility. Atlanta does not need another expansion of policing. It needs real investments in community through affordable housing, public transportation, investment in infrastructure, sustainability measures, and aid to our homeless communities. I implore the members of the Atlanta City Council to vote no on this ordinance. Further, utilizing this space as a community forest and green space is an incredible opportunity for people of Atlanta to connect with nature in ways that benefit public health and wellness and generate economic opportunity. The ecological benefits such as floodplain restoration, habitat expansion, and tree canopy are critically important to Atlanta's future in the face of a population expected to triple by 2040. Good evening. This is Lauren Owens. I am a resident of the City of Atlanta in Jennifer Ides District 6. I am also a resident of DeKalb County based on where my address is, and I wanted to voice my opposition to the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease public lands to the Atlanta Police Foundation for the training center. We do not need to further disturb old growth and negatively impact local residents. Given the climate around police funding, we do not need to be adding a new training center. I do understand that it will be used for other first responders, but we can use existing facilities for the Atlanta Police and not cut down and contaminate neighborhoods that are in existence. Thank you.
Good afternoon, council members. My name is Shanta Enjum. I'm a college student, community organizer, and resident of Midtown Atlanta. I'm calling to voice my opposition to the construction of a police training facility on the site of the old Atlanta prison farm. My friends and I have spoken to the residents of Atlanta Districts 5 and 12, as well as residents of DeKalb County who live near the old Atlanta prison farm. Folks in all of these places are staunchly against the proposal. Almost all of them did not know what was happening. The land that the APD wants to build this facility on was previously an old prison farm, plantation, and land stolen from the Muscogee people. It shouldn't be used to train more cops to terrorize Black, brown, and working class people in the city. The bulldozing of the land and the building of the facility
facility will result in environmental destruction, including the destruction of bats and lots of tree canopy and runoff into the South River from heavy metal pollution caused by the shooting ranges and ballistic missile testing planned for the facility. Atlanta does not need another expansion of policing. It needs real investment in communities through affordable housing, public transportation, improvements in infrastructure, sustainability measures, and aid to our homeless communities. City Council members, I implore you to vote no on this ordinance. Thank you for your time.
My name is Danielle Exenas, and I'm a resident and voter in DeKalb County, Georgia. I oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease public land to the Atlanta Police Foundation for the construction of a new police training center. This land should be used by residents of DeKalb County, not the police. This proposal lacks the democratic process, as many folks who called to make their voices heard during the city's public input meetings about this were not allowed to speak, and their questions were dismissed. Everyone was put on mute during the virtual Zoom meetings. The land being destroyed to build this center used to be a prison farm where incarcerated black laborers were sold into indentured servitude. And using this land as a police training center represents a continuation of racist practices. I hope that you will do better.
Hello, my name is Robin Stoddard, and I'm a resident and voter in Atlanta. I live in City Council District 5. I oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease public land to the Atlanta Police Foundation for the construction of a new police training center. This land should be used by the residents of DeKalb County and not the police. The proposal lacks a democratic process, and many folks who called to make their voices heard during the city's public input meeting about this were not allowed to speak, and their questions were dismissed. Everyone was put on mute during the virtual Zoom meetings. This land being destroyed to build the center used to be a prison farm where incarcerated black laborers were sold into indentured servitude, and using this land as a police training center represents the continuation of racist practices. Thank you. Hi, my name is Jan Rivers. I am a City of Atlanta resident and am calling to ask that we stop the process on the training facility that would bulldoze acres of Atlanta forest and potentially poison the neighborhoods around it with dangerous chemicals from bullets and explosions and stuff that fire people use to put out fires and all kinds of stuff like that. Really, this whole process has not been fully transparent. It has not been democratic. The public listening sessions that were held after the site was selected. And what I didn't realize when I attended the first one was that it was not actually you guys listening to the public. It was us having to listen to the Atlanta Police Foundation just tell us what, could have really just been written in an email. There was no back and forth. There was no exchange. There were council members on there that were not on camera, so that made it seem a little sketchy. So I object to the whole process. I also object to the location where this facility is planned, and I ask that you stop the process, go back, do it the right way, which is to get opinions from the city residents that you work for. And I think you're going to find that most people support police training or not. They don't want it at that facility. They don't want it at that location. And they don't want it in this method. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rogelio Arcilla. I live in Venetian Hills in District 4. My city rep is Cleta Winslow. And at the end of the voicemail, it said, "It is an honor to serve you." Well, you should honor your constituents, and you should tell them the truth about this blatant racist, environmentally racist cop training facility you guys are trying to push. The studies have shown that this poisons the river, and people from Hendry County are eating the fish that they're fishing. So this is not only an awful idea by the Atlanta Police Foundation, but then we have to foot the bill that $30 million a year by taxpayer funds. I think you guys should be very transparent with the city, not just certain people. And I am firmly against it, and I hope you listen to your constituents because it is a disgusting act on city council and more policing hurts marginalized communities. You guys are out of touch with your constituents, and I just don't grasp how you don't understand that concept. It's not rocket science. So again, thank you, and I hope you do the right thing. I really do. Bye.
Hello, my name is Anne DiMartini, and I am in New Atlanta. I just got for this, and I wanted to voice my opinion to ask the city council no on the ordinance to create the law enforcement training facility. I oppose this proposal that would be a lease of public land to a privately owned, corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. I don't think that using additional resources for law enforcement is the way to keep our city safe. There are a lot better ways to address poverty and systemic inequality, and these resources could be better used other ways. So I oppose this proposal and don't think that it's good for the city to be engaging in any sort of connections with law enforcement.
My name is Carrie Burns, and I've been a resident of Castleberry Hill for 20 years. I was a former business owner in the neighborhood and have served on the board in different roles. Ordinance 21-00474 in regards to residential parking permits in Castleberry Hill should not be on the consent agenda, nor should have gotten to the full council meeting for a number of reasons. The least of which is an incorrect street on the ordinance itself, noting Stonewall Street between Walker Street and Memorial Drive, when it should have been Northside Drive. Castleberry Hill is an incredibly unique neighborhood when it comes to the city's RPP program, as many, not all neighborhoods with RPPs in place don't have meters, nor the density of residential and commercial retail spaces intermingled. This RPP program is apparently being put in place at the parking meters, which were proposed by the City of Atlanta and have been a discussion point in the Task 4 volunteer boards for the neighborhood, which has been a monumental feat ensuring proper communication and buy-in from residents and businesses, many of whom don't even know about this meeting happening right now. The City of Atlanta and ATL Plus have the responsibility of being the ones who host town halls, properly perform and share studies and surveys, and ensure that everything about the RPPs, meters, and new signage, which was recently installed, are appropriately communicated to the full neighborhood, which has not been happening. I ask that this be held and more appropriately envisioned and communicated to the neighborhood as a whole. Our neighborhood has always had to deal with game day traffic, parking issues, lack of assistance from the city in regards to appropriate parking options for residents and businesses, and much more. There have been many opportunities to implement an RPP program, as is in place in other neighborhoods abutting stadium venues. Envisioning a plan, there have been many opportunities to implement an RPP program as is in place in other neighborhoods abutting stadium venues. This isn't it. We need to envision a plan that truly elevates the neighborhood. As it currently stands, the plan will hurt many residents and small businesses and potentially.
Hi, my name is Colin Doherty, and I am a resident of the City of Atlanta and a voter in this November's upcoming election. I just want to call about the proposal to turn the former Atlanta prison farm into a new police training facility in DeKalb County, and express my displeasure at this, and that this will definitely be an issue that I'm voting on coming in November. I'm an NPUX, and I just think y'all trying to push this through quickly without really any input, such a huge tract of land, like half of Central Park or something, in order to make a police training facility when you can't even upkeep the existing police training facility. I think that Ms. Shepard's proposal is preposterous. I think it's pandering, and I think it's embarrassing for the city. And I would just like to have my 2 minutes to make that known. So I appreciate y'all's concern. I think you should dedicate resources to working families and not make agreements that are spurious with corporate-backed police foundations. Y'all know this. Y'all definitely know this. And shouldn't be up to us to have to call and tell you that. So thank you for your consideration. Have a great day.
Hi, my name is Lauren Marino, and I am a resident and voter in Atlanta. I oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease of this public land by the privately owned, corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. This land should be used by residents of the surrounding neighborhoods in DeKalb County, not cops. After years of cops brutalizing protesters standing up for racial justice and against police violence and the death of Rayshard Brooks, it is insulting that the city not only voted to increase the police budget by 6%, but now intends to invest further resources and space towards policing and surveillance through this proposed facility. This academy is not going to help keep people safe. This training facility will be used to train cops to use violent repression tactics, as well as weapons and explosive testing, which poses a danger to the environment. It is time that the mayor and city council address the needs of the real working class people in Atlanta. The city could use the money for going towards this training facility to address issues such as poverty, systemic inequalities, food deserts, public transportation, lack of affordable housing, and aid to our homeless communities. This proposal by George Shepard lacks a democratic process. The surrounding residents in DeKalb County were not consulted prior to the proposal to lease this land. City Council has a responsibility to seek community input when making decisions, including renters and low-income community members, not just homeowners and the business community. The fact that this forest used to be a prison farm underscores connection between the legacy of slavery to modern-day policing, which is an issue that the city of Atlanta and the Atlanta Police Department is failing to address. Citywide elections take place this November, and voters are paying close attention to your vote on the Cops Academy and issues relating to police. We are prepared to vote you out during the citywide elections that take place this November. We are paying close attention to your vote on the Cops Academy and issues relating to policing and incarceration. Hi, I'm Warren, and I'm urging you to vote no on Cop City. Atlanta should be funding ways to help our community and creating a gigantic cop city that will, one, destroy hundreds of acres of land and that can cause mental devastation, let alone cause harm and trauma to the Black community as well as the POC community in that area is unacceptable. We need to do the right thing and listen to what the community has been asking for. We're putting in place a park and other ways to preserve that environment and make it a safe place for all.
Hello, my name is Waukesha Howe, and I'm calling because I'm very concerned about the lack of engagement for our community. Right now, we are still in a pandemic, which is very serious, and we have people that are about to be homeless. We have issues around the city, for the crime, transportation, health, housing. We really need some engagement, or I'm very afraid that matters is going to get worse. You guys know that it is important to engage the community about these different topics. We don't want to hear things come up at the last minute and it's something being done to us and there's been no real engagement or communication to the community. Things must get better. They have to get better. And Atlanta is a city too big to hate. Well, let's start taking care of the constituents and the families that are here in Atlanta. I look forward to hearing from you very soon.
Hi, my name is Abigail Spasser, and I'm a resident and voter in Atlanta. I live in City Council District 5. I oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease of this public land to the privately owned, corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. This land should be used by the residents of surrounding neighborhoods in DeKalb County, not cops. After a year of cops brutalizing protesters, standing up for racial justice and against police violence, and the death of Rayshard Brooks, it is absolutely insulting that the city not only voted to increase the police budget by 6%, but now intends to invest further resources and space towards policing and surveillance through this proposed facility. Cops and cop academies do not keep people safe. This training facility will be used to train cops to better use violent repression tactics against Atlanta civilians, weapons and explosives testing, and dangerous shooting ranges. It is time that the mayor and city council address the needs of real working class people living in Atlanta. No more bending over backwards to please corporations and developers. The city must address poverty, systemic inequality, food, public transportation, lack of affordable housing, and aid to our homeless communities. This proposal by Joyce Shepard lacks a democratic process. The surrounding residents in DeKalb County were not...
Hi, my name is Peter Hicks, Hicks. I live at 315 Oakdale Road, Atlanta, Georgia, 30307. And I just called to voice my opposition to Joyce Shepard's proposal to lease land to the Atlanta Police Foundation for the construction of a training center. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think it's a good use of public funds or public property. And I think it's kind of biased towards African Americans. So there you have it. Thanks. Bye.
Hi, my name is Melanie Will. I'm leaving this message at 5:30 on Sunday. Please asking Atlanta City Council to vote no on Cop City. Please do not use this beautiful area of land for drills and practicing using their equipment. This needs to be left as a peaceful area for people and for wildlife and animals. So please vote no on Cop City. You need to reach me. My mobile is 330-730-1333. And again, please vote no on Cop City. Thank you.
My name is Rebecca LaKind. I am a constituent of City Council District 1. I am calling to urge the City Council to stop all work on the COP Training Academy immediately. This is a training facility that our community absolutely does not need. It will be harmful. It will do environmental damage. It will destroy the fabric of the neighborhood. Building it where you plan to build it constitutes environmental racism. The ways in which the City Council and other members of city government and APS have gone about working towards this without transparency and without public input is truly shameful. And it's just the last thing that this city and general metro area needs. So please, if you can stop and listen to all of the constituents who are telling you that this is a bad idea, a bad use of taxpayer funds, a bad way to move the city, and a bad choice for City Council, please stop everything related to the development of this training facility immediately. Thank you, guys.
Hi, my name is Brent Lyman. I live and vote in the Eagle Sports Ward. I'm calling because I'm just baffled by the City Council's support for destroying forest in Atlanta with this newly proposed training facility for the APD. While I often see Atlanta referred to as a city